Welcome back from the break, and it's good to know you have rejoined us again on the program Good Morning Abuja, and it is showing only on the Unity station. Yes, I'm super excited right now because we have a very interesting topic before us this morning to be discussed, talking about gender-based violence. And I have a gender-based activist with us this morning in person of Barrister Yewande Bola Awokpetu to talk to us more about it. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much,
Yes.
presenter.
When I say I'm super excited, I'm really super excited because anything that has to do with violence is a no-no for me. Now that we are discussing about gender activism, take us through what gender activism is all about.
Thank you, presenter. Gender activism is a movement and a call to advance the cause of women, children, particularly girls, of course, but also the boy child is affected.
Because
yes,
I was going to ask, because if you don't mention boy,
the boy child too also has some peculiar GBV that affects them. But data has shown us that women and girls suffer more, disproportionately more. The data is saying 1 in 3 women suffer GBV in their lifetime, while we have 1 in 10 boys. Wow. You understand? So you can see the disproportionate data that we have. So it's a global movement, it's an advocacy, against gender-based violence. It's just about people who are passionate, who are dogged about gender justice system, and they want to see the right thing happen. They want to see violence eliminated, stopped, or eradicated. Some people say it can't go, but we believe one day we can live in a world free of violence.
Thank you so much. And now take us through the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. It's been prominent. The voice has been loud. How far so far?
Well, it is a global action against about ending gender-based violence. It starts from 25th of November, which starts with International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women and Girls, and ends on December 10. Which is the International Human Rights Day. So it is 16 days of advocacy, speaking about different issues concerning women and children. It ranges, it is celebrated by ministries, frontline ministries that have mandates or have responsibilities around GBV. International partners are not left behind. We have the UN, the EU, embassies also, advocating, using the 16 days to advocate, for ending GBV. We also have NGOs, a lot of NGOs, in fact, coalition of CSOs and NGOs also, coming up with programs and different activities around the 16 days. For justice, because I'm a staff of the Ministry of Justice and I head the SGBV response unit. This year the theme was Unite against GBV. So we did Justice Unite, in areas of concerns. One of the things we were dogged about was to showcase what the criminal justice system is doing in addressing gender-based violence. We're talking about what the police is doing, the prosecutor, the judiciary. We have like a collective package to show Nigerians that we are part of the fight against GBV, and to also show them the legal remedies, available for persons who suffer violence. So it's an advocacy tool that everybody takes. How do I put it? Maximum use, make maximum use of that opportunity, of that window to tell people that this is what we do and this is why we are here.
Wow, very interesting advocacy there. I know you've been on the field and talking about rural communities. How do you get them to speak out when they are violated?
All right. They say, we work with facts because we are from the justice system. There's a national study that shows us that women are more likely to open up to their community system. Maybe the traditional ruler, the faith-based organizations. They are more, prone to open up to their pastors, to their imams, and to their maybe village heads. What we're doing, what justice is doing, is going to these rural communities. We call it justice train.
Justice train
is moving around 5 5 local governments,
Okay.
well, let me say 5 communities in the FCT. And one of the issues is to advocate for women and children to have a safe space in our community to make reports where they are seen, heard, and understood. We want them to be, to create an environment where they are vulnerable, to tell them the nitty-gritty of what is happening, and to also let the community know their responsibility, what they're expected to do, what is their threshold, the ones that they can decide in the palace, and the ones that they have to link up as a matter of urgency to the formal justice system. We're talking about the police, or to law enforcement, as it were. The civil defense is there, NATIP is there, you understand. We also have, they can also report to Ministry of Justice, but we will now, if it needs investigation, we'll now have to forward it to the Nigerian police.
Okay.
So these are some of the activism that we're taking to the communities within this 16 days advocacy.
Okay, having talked to us how you could get the community to speak out, we all know, going with your data and with your experience on the field, that these people violating, especially the girl child, there are people close to us in the family. And if we say people close to us in the family, that is where the place of culture and family will come up. Do not talk. There's a stigma. How have you been able to manage all of this?
Okay. If we notice in recent time, we have a lot of, let me say, school-related gender-based violence on the high. We're talking about bullying, harassment. Yes. That should tell you that these are not even adults that are doing it, even though they know each other, because maybe they are classmates, or one is a senior, one is a junior. But this is to say that these children are coming from a household, and they are going to an institution, an educational institution, and perpetuating violence. That should tell you that there's something wrong with the family system as it is in Nigeria. And the justice sector is now advocating for stronger family ties, stronger family units. I mean, back in the day, everybody knew their responsibility, the father, the mother. We're not saying that abuse were not happening, and all that, but something needs to happen to build the family system back as it is, because we see that the people perpetuating this violence were once children, and they once belonged to a family. So the idea is to now take it from the roots. Yes, we'll be cutting off the bad part of the tree, the dead part of the tree, which are the adult perpetrators. We'll try as much as possible to cut them off, to weed them off, but we also need to start looking at the root cause and attacking it right from the beginning. We have situations where children who perpetrate some of these crimes, some parents will say, don't talk to my child, don't except it becomes, maybe something that is serious, before the parents start to see that, they need to take some sense of responsibility. But we're in an area where people say, don't harass, don't, initially we used to say it takes a village to raise a child. Now it's like it's only the parents that has to raise a child. A lot of parents, especially mothers, speak against, you as an adult, seeing a child doing something public and say, no, this is not supposed to be. They'll tell you, please don't talk to my child. Leave the training to me.
It's my child.
It's my child. Unlike when we had a communal sense of raising, children.
And that is one of the challenges now that is not making us to pull through completely till now.
So a lot of advocacy has to go to the parents.
Yes.
We shouldn't lose our cultural and our moral, sense of obligation. Yes, the law is there, but there are also inherent, cultural norms, that we, positive ones, though, there are some negative cultural norms. The positive cultural norms that perpetuate peace, love, and positive communal togetherness. Yes. We need to start promoting it. We need to take this advocacy to parents. We're talking about maybe PTA of schools. We need to start taking it seriously. We have to take, because the children spend more time in the school. We need to start looking at the education, sector to begin to provide some of these parents to teacher, the community to the parents programming. They have to be programs designed around parents. Right now, I don't think we have so much of programs targeted at parents. It's usually maybe justice sector, community. Yes, the community is good, but we need to start doing a lot of one-on-one. And I think the education sector, the educational sector, is best positioned to have this interaction with parents.
Okay, as we talk about ending gender-based violence, now legally speaking, what do you think are the remedies to abuses?
The Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act of 2015 and the Child Rights Act of 2003 have a lot of legal remedies available. It has criminalized a lot of gender-based violence that a lot of people are not aware. It has criminalized sexual offenses. I know a lot of people are aware of sexual offenses that has been criminalized. That's rape and the likes. It has criminalized physical violence. It has criminalized even economic violence.
Wow,
we're talking about instances where some women are not permitted to work, they are not permitted, or they are denied promotion or opportunities. You can also have respite in the VAP Act. It has also even criminalized a verbal, emotional, and psychological abuse. So it is very robust. Have we tapped it all? No, we have not.
It's a gradual
process. It's a gradual process. Yes, it's
there.
almost 10 years, but there are a lot of legal remedies that are available. Also, we have institutions such as NAPTIP, Federal Ministry of Justice, the Nigerian Police, who offer legal services. All right. So if you are a victim, you can walk up to these people. They would be able to tell you what your rights are, because the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act, in conjunction with the Constitution, tells you what your rights are
and for some persons that want their privacy to be protected.
There are also that the Act also gives that element of protection. So when you go to this institution, they have safe spaces where you can go in. If you go to the police, ask for the gender officer. They've been trained to attend to gender-based violence victims. If you go to NAPTIP, well-trained. Also, when you come to the gender response unit of the Ministry of Justice, we have been well-trained on how to handle cases of GBV, such a way that it is private, it is victim, or should I say survivor centered, that we do what the survivor wants, not what we think we want. Even though we will tell you your options, that is the legal options available to you, but you can say, I don't want A, I want B, I want C.
So going forward now, because if I allow you, you will be here. Going forward, your last word of advice, because we know it's a collective responsibility for all of us to end gender-based violence. Your final words.
Yes, well, the slogan or the mantra in GBV spaces, if you see something, say something. And when it's only to end as saying something, you also must do something. The idea is that everybody, all of us, have a collective responsibility to ending gender-based violence. This issue of, I'm not familiar, I don't talk to my neighbors, and you see things happening in your vicinity and you're not speaking against it. Even if you want to protect yourself, you don't want to be seen that, you are reporting your neighbor, or you are reporting somebody, you can make a call to NAPTIP, you can make a call to the police, you can make a call to Ministry of Justice, and they will take things off from there and protect your personality in case you do not want to be known. So all of us as citizens of Nigeria, we have a collective responsibility. We are armed with information. The Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act is there. All the 36 states of the Federation have adopted it. They have their Violence Against Persons Prohibition laws. So it is a global call, Nigerian call, to end gender-based violence by looking out for one another and making reports where it is, and also see ourselves as advocates. So anybody we meet along our way, maybe in our career or in our, we should try and give them the education and the advocacy that it needs.
Wow, when you say see yourself as an
all of us
advocacy,
are. All of us are.
When you see anything wrong, speak
say
out.
Something.
It's for the benefit of all. Thank you so much for your time with us this morning and what you are doing in your field to ending gender-based violence. We know that it's a gradual process and we'll get there.
Yes, eventually.
And it is a collective responsibility.
Yes, it is.
Thank you so much, gender-based activist Barrister Yewande Bola Awokpetu, for your time with us on the show this morning.
Thank you so much.
Okay. All right, the program is Good Morning Abuja. Let's quickly go on this quick break. When we come back, we'll still be here to give you more. Stay with us, please. Welcome back from the break, and it's good to know you have rejoined us again on the program Good Morning Abuja, and it is showing only on the Unity Station NTA Channel 5. We say we are going to educate you now. We have decided to put together this feature for you to learn and to refresh your mind on how to be self-reliant. We all know that the jobs are not there for everyone. They need to learn a skill. for everyone. Let's take a look at this feature.
The issue of unemployment is a major challenge faced by youths in the present day Nigeria. This high rate of unemployment prompted the federal government to establish many intervention agencies, such as the National Directorate of Employment (NDE), whose mandate is to design and implement skill acquisition schemes to create job opportunities for teeming unemployed youths for self-reliance and national development through technical and vocational education.
I think they are playing their role and they are pursuing it vigorously in order to achieve the mandate of the agency. In terms of skill acquisition and vocational development, I think over the years they have been able to achieve a lot. And from the testimonies that we have been receiving from the youths, I think they have created the desired impact in the economy. For the youths, they should not focus on white-collar job anymore, because the white-collar job is not only in Nigeria or Africa, it's all over the world. It is reducing at an alarming rate. It is better for them to think of how they are going to develop their abilities, their potentials. That skill that they have passion for.
We are focusing on building attitudes, skills, and knowledge that can be applicable. We are picking an aspect that affects everybody: man, woman, child, adult, youth.
The NDE played a vital role in the production of skilled manpower in the country. But along the line, there seems to be a clog in the wheel of progress.
As we are all aware, most factories that are supposed to absorb these youths are closing down. I'll give you a very good example. If you look at the textile industry, it is almost completely wiped out. In those days, we normally hear of Arewa textile mills, we hear of Asaba textile mills, and some of them even have football clubs through which they also create employment. Some of them, if you go to Kaduna, take for instance, if you go to Ikeja in Lagos and so on, these industries are no longer there. Then the cost of operating these firms or companies is very, very high. In terms of power supply, in terms of infrastructure, and in lots of other things. But I think within their own ability, they are trying their best. And they have pumped a lot of money into infrastructural development. For example, that of the railway, the road networks. And you remember the 774 local government jobs, 1,000 per local government. That is one of the things federal government is trying to do.
I don't know if it's a default setting or a fault of the generation before the youth. Most of us are trained to be employed, not to be employers. So I think if we change our mindsets and our training away from that, if we let the youth know that, okay, this skill you are acquiring is actually for you to build yourself up and build the next person. So I don't know what NDE can do about it, but I will lend my voice to the fact that whatever skill you have, you can actually turn it into a money making venture. Challenges are actually opportunities, I believe.
It was, however, recommended by the federal government that all the National Directorate of Employment Skill Acquisition Centers in the country should be adequately equipped with the needed up-to-date training facilities, both in quantity and quality.
Good to have you join us again on the program, and the program is coming to you from the Unity Station NTA Channel 5 Abuja. And now to Road Matters. We have our guest this morning, CRC Silvana Zekpeyon, who is the Unit Head of Operations Central Business District of the Federal Road Safety Corps, to take us through dangers of drunk driving. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you for
All
having
right,
me.
okay. And you know how we do it every morning. Before we go into discussing the topic we have before us this morning, give us the overview of what happened within the week under review.
You see, the overview of what happened within the Central Business District The road has been very calm.
Okay.
The drivers, although we're still having some stubborn drivers who are still thinking they can also go beat a traffic light and disobey traffic signs and regulations. And that has been a source of worry to all of us. And that is why we are out there to make sure that we stop all those people trying to beat traffic lights and causing traffic crashes. Because most of the minor crashes we have this day was because of disobedience to traffic rules and
Traffic rules,
regulations. And
yes.
most of them, instead of having that patient to obey traffic light, they want to go. When the traffic light fails to give you a road and you want to move and you don't know that, go out, give another person a right of the way and you will crash. And that has been a serious challenge we have these days, and we are trying to curtail that.
So with your men on the road there, what is the level of compliance with the response they are bringing back?
Actually, now that they see our men mostly on the traffic lights, where there are traffic lights, you see people, when you see a road safety vehicle,
They'll behave
people
themselves.
who don't want to go because they know in the next minute they can even give to a sign to the next point, will be arrested. As I was coming here, somebody that wanted to be the traffic lights, make he see us, he just a mash automatic brake. And I stop and tell him, go back.
Wow.
Why do you do this? Just to advise them. You are not there to
Your
punish
presence
you.
alone is a
Yes, just to
correction.
make sure that
Yes.
people conform to the rule and
Rules and
regulations.
regulations. Thank you so much. I want to say kudos to you and your men for what you are doing on our roads. And now
Thank you.
to the topic we have before us, talking about dangers of drunk driving. Take us through. When we say drunk driving, what are we even talking about?
You see, when we talk about drunk driving, it's a serious business because
Yes.
it's a thing of concern to everybody, not only to Nigeria, the whole world. Because you being in a wheel, you should be in a right sense of mind for you to be in a wheel to drive a vehicle. And when you are under the influence of alcohol or drugs, it become a problem, it become a challenge. Because at that time, you will not be able to determine or to have in short, you pay your sense of reasoning. Even your vision will not be visible because you might be thinking, is somebody crossing the road? Maybe somebody crossing the road you are not even seeing. Or maybe you are speeding at the speed that you cannot be able to control. And at that time, you were thinking that, I'm going at the normal speed. Meanwhile, you are going to the speed that is above recommended speed limit. It has so many dangers. One, most of the thing is that one, it will cause, if a crash happen when you are drunk driving and you have to crash the vehicle, the response time when we come to rescue you, when you are intoxicated, for you to even get out of a vehicle would be a problem. And if you are trapped, it will take us a time. If you don't have a trucketing machine and thing to bring you out safely, it become a problem. And if the vehicle is damaged, it will cause economic problems to you. And if you are hospitalized in the hospital, maybe you are the breadwinner of the family. What happened to the people you left behind? The money you are making to take care of the family, you are now using to pay hospital bill. And also the stress, the medical facilities we have. When we have people that is being drunk and enter a vehicle and crash, with a number of people taken to medical facilities, at times you stress the facilities. You might not be able to contain all the crashes, the victims we have. So you stress the medical facilities. So this is the danger is much.
When you were talking and I was listening to you keenly, I tried to imagine some things because so when you say sense of reasoning, I have someone that had this practical illustration. Before you came up, we're trying to talk about it that no matter how I take any percentage of alcohol, that is when he will be in his right sense of mind anytime he's driving. I say, how does it happen?
It's not possible. There is no how. As a no, as a normal human being, you are not taking anything, and somebody that's been influenced under the alcohol or drugs, that will be normal in the steering. It's not possible. Maybe the person will be driving and be thinking that I'm going at the normal
On
speed.
the normal speed.
And you are thinking you are going at the normal, maybe the road that said the speed is 30 kilometers per hour. Maybe you could be going at the speed of 40 kilometers.
And you are
you
not
don't,
even
you don't
aware.
even aware. You
Wow.
are thinking I am going at the normal speed. Meanwhile, your sense of reasoning is being impaired. You cannot reason well. So why will you, no matter how, the effect of alcohol will show in you and the mode of your driving. Because one, you might be even thinking that you are speeding. You are be okay, let me slow down. And you might be moving very slowly. And people will be running behind you. Maybe you are in the road.
You are not
Instead
even
of
aware.
you are not even aware that you are not even moving. And people will be behind you, be on you, okay, clear from the road, let me pass. And you are thinking, oh, I'm doing the right thing. So there is no how somebody that is under the influence of alcohol that will drive normal.
You know, we decided to bring up this discussion this time because this is a period, the Ember months, the Christmas period that involves a lot of traveling, and people want to make quick money, especially the drivers. They want to travel, come back the same day, pick more passengers, and we talked about stress. We talked about visual impairment. Since you're here to educate us, talk to us more about that.
You see, the problem we are facing, that is why from September
Yes.
to December, we call it Ember Month.
Ember
And
month.
we go our campaigns. And thank God with the commercial these days, we are deviating from the normal going to motor parks and doing the flag off campaign. But rather, the flag off of this campaign this year will go to everywhere, both the media, both the churches, both the motor parks, in the mosques, and on the road. You preach the gospel and let people know this period, your life is more important. That is why the topic said, be the passenger, you speak out against dangerous driving. Because somebody that is, you didn't make money that you were supposed to make money from January to maybe September. You did not make the money, and you want to make the money from September to December. How do you think that money you did not make, you will be able to make it within 1 month or 2 months? And somebody want to travel, for example, you are making a long distance journey. You want to move from Abuja, let's for example, from Abuja to Onitsha. And you think that you move from here to Onitsha and come back to Abuja and go back the following day. It's not possible. One, you'll be stressed up.
Stressed up, and you need
You
to rest.
fatigue.
Yes.
In short, no matter what you take, you say you want to take alcohol to shine your eye. It will not shine your eye. Some of them will even go and take kola nuts.
They say you cannot cheat nature.
You want to take kola nuts so that you will not sleep. When the nature come, when the sleep come, you will sleep off. That is why we tell people, please, don't move. If you move a vehicle and you are traveling for a long distance, give yourself a 15 or 20 minutes break. Just come down from the vehicle, move around, allow the blood to flow inside your system so that your system will be normal. Sitting for a long distance will also impair you, make your blood not to flow well. And when your blood is not flowing well, you know what it costs to you. And moreover, when you are fatigued, when you did not sleep, when the sleep come, could just imagine when somebody is driving and you are sleeping. What will happen?
It's better imagine.
It's better not to imagine. Because if you are in a speed and you are sleeping, just 1 second, the vehicle will swerve off the road.
The road.
And if you are not to hit another vehicle and take you to the bush, maybe let me say you are going on the speed of, let's say, 100 kilometers per hour. From where you are to where the vehicle will finally landed you, we pray you'll be alive. So why will you stress yourself to the level that you want to go and come back and make money? Meanwhile, you carry passengers. And that's why we ask passengers at this period, don't just sit down in the vehicle. Your life is more important. Speak out when you see a driver is doing the wrong thing. And the road safety are everywhere. Not even only road safety, other law enforcement agencies are there on the roads. When you see the driver doing the wrong thing, speak out. Tell them. Maybe some driver will not want to listen to you. Tell him when you get to a police checkpoint or army checkpoint or road safety checkpoint, please, sir, I want to ease myself. Just calm down and tell them, please, this vehicle should not go. A driver is not in the right sense of mind. So that you save your life, the life of the other passengers, the life of the driver. Because you have people waiting for you at home.
At home, you have your loved ones waiting for you at home. And talking about speaking out when you, as a passenger, if you see anything, especially with the drivers, you know, there are some drivers that you won't even know they've taken substance. It's just small container. They'll hide and take. And before you know, they'll put something in their mouth and they'll be misbehaving on the road. Now, talk to us. How does alcohol impairment affect driving?
Alcohol impairment affect driving in different ways.
Okay.
One, you will not be able to obey traffic rules and regulations.
Okay.
Two, you speed more than where you are supposed to speed. Because one, you are under intoxications and influence of the alcohol. You know, we say speed drills, but it kills.
It kills.
When you are going in a speed, you'll be enjoying, the speed I'm going. But when it happens, it takes more lives. So, and we are there to save life. So why will you know that what you are doing is wrong and you are still doing it?
Wow.
You know when taking alcohol, you are not supposed to drive. Why would you be in the wheel? So that's why we said, if you must drink, don't drive. And if you must drive,
don't
don't
drink.
drink.
Now you take us through how can drunk driving be prevented, but that will be after this break. Let's go on this quick break. When we come back, you educate us more. Yes, the program is Good Morning Abuja, and we are here talking about dangers of drunk driving. Let's quickly go on this quick break. We'll be right back. Stay with us, please. Welcome back, and the program is Good Morning Abuja, and it is coming to you from the Unity Station. And I still have my resource person here talking about dangers of drunk driving. Yes, before we went on that break, I told you that you're going to talk to us about how it can be prevented.
It can be prevented by not taking it.
It's easier
It's
said.
very simple.
It's easier said than
It's very
it's simple.
simple.
Okay.
Yeah, I am.
You know what you are used to for a while.
I have to. I'm planning to travel.
Okay.
And for me to travel, I have to make plans. What are the plans am I making? First of all, I'm going to use my vehicle. Is my vehicle in good working conditions? I have to make sure that my vehicle is in good working conditions. I have to do pre-planning before I move. If the vehicle are not good, take it to mechanic, fix the vehicle, make sure things are done well. And the day of my journey, I should not take anything because I should be able to have a sound sleep a night before the day I am taking a journey, especially where I'm taking a long distance journey. Then you should be in the right sense of mind. Your emotion, everything should have to be stable. Then you don't take anything, alcohol, neither drugs that can make you drowsy, that can make you not to be visible, not to that your vision will be impaired. So anything that will make you to drive bad dangerously, you don't do it.
Avoid it.
And avoid taking alcohol at that period. When you get back to your destination, you can sit down, drink as more you want to drink. Thank God that you are drive safely. Than when you
And that
drink,
is your concern.
and when you
Safe
drink,
arrival.
and when you drink and the entire vehicle cause problem for yourself, your family, and other road users and other families. So don't drink while driving. Just a simple thing.
Okay.
Don't take anything while driving.
Wow.
And when you get to your destination, you can decide to take it anyhow you want to take it. But please, when you are in the wheel, don't drink. If you must drink, don't drive.
Wow, it is an, let's say we are appealing to drivers, especially if you
Yes.
must drive, do not take anything. Now, this is leading me to my next question for this period. Let's talk quickly about overspeeding, especially for people that are traveling long distance journey.
Speeding is a problem and one of the causes of road traffic crashes. And that is why FRSC came out with installation of speed limiting device
Okay.
in the vehicle, especially with commercial vehicles, because commercial vehicles carry more passengers than the private vehicles, and they are always on the road to make money. So they came out with that policy that every commercial vehicle must install speed limiting device in the vehicle, and the speed limiting device to make sure that it regulate the speed the vehicle is going at a particular time. If the vehicle is calibrated at the speed of 100 kilometers per hour and the driver want to move more than that speed, he will cut the speed. He will not allow the vehicle to move.
Wow.
And that is the problem we are having with most of the drivers that have no ideas.
Ideas.
When they notice
Because
that
I
the
was going
vehicle
to
is not
ask-
moving, they will
Yes.
now get to the mechanic and said what happened, or electrician, they will disconnect it. And this become a problem.
Yeah.
And that is why we are there to also enforce the law. We are even this week, we are going at the sector commander came out with a special intervention patrol
Okay.
on speed limiting violations and speed installation of speed limiting device in
The
the
installation
vehicle.
of speed limit, how often do you check for vehicles that have installed the
The speed
Yes.
limiting device. When we stop the vehicle on the road,
Okay.
if you have the speed limiting device in the vehicle, once the vehicle you put your key on the ignition, you don't even need to on the vehicle, just put the key, the speed limit will be beeping, beep, beep, beep. And if not there, if you can even also use your USB code. Put it there, block it your phone. We'll check, we'll tell you the kilometers the vehicle have been moving
That's a good
and
one.
all the speeds. So we will now determine, okay, you have been over speeding. And we also come out with the radar gun.
Okay.
This radar gun now will now determine, we can keep it here on the road and will now read the speed a vehicle is going at the particular time. And that will determine when we enforce the speed limiting, speed violations. That this road is meant for 40 kilometers per hour, and you are going at the speed of 45 kilometers per hour. That means you have violated the speed of that road. That is why we come up with these technologies, and it's helping us a lot to bring down the speed in the vehicle. And these days has been helping us a lot. And with the intervention patrol, really people are really conforming to it.
All right, quickly before we go, you give us safety tips on the road and your advice.
This period, we always advise people, plan your journey. And if you must have to put your vehicle on the road, please make sure your vehicle is in good working conditions. And if you must drive on the road, don't speed your vehicle. Go at the recommended speed limit. I would also advise you, go at your common sense speed limit. The common sense speed limit is the speed that you can manage, you can control in case of any emergency. And if you have to come across any emergency on the road, please don't do a well to call FRSA emergency number 122. And you can also download our FRSA app in your phones to help you to report emergencies, report the driver that is driving dangerously or speeding a vehicle. So you have everything in that mobile app. Get to the Google Play Store, get it download, and you enjoy it more. You don't cost you anything, but make sure that your vehicle in good working conditions. Don't overspeed the vehicle, don't overload your vehicle, obey traffic rules and regulations. And when you go travel, God will take you and bring you safely.
I say amen to that. Thank you so much for your time with us this morning, for your advice. Do not overspeed, don't do overloading. Just obey rules and regulations on the road. And we thank you so much for coming to talk to us on the dangers of drunk driving. We do really appreciate your time. CRC Silvano Zekpeyon. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right. The program is Good Morning Abuja. Let's quickly go on this quick break. When we come back, we'll still be here to give you more. Stay with us, please.